This is the guy? This is the guy on the airplane with you?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, that's
His name is Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
Yeah, yeah. Mine is dull gray, but by the way, we're friendly. He calls me his homeboy now, and I'll take him as a tax deduction on my income taxes.
I don't know what any of that means. Now, I don't know when this was. A year ago, 2 years ago, I started hearing about the Tea Party. And I didn't pay much attention to it because I don't pay much attention to anything. And now, all of a sudden, it's achieved some sort of a routine reference on the news and Tea Party functions and Tea Party this and Tea Party that. And I say to people, is it an offshoot of the Republican Party? And they say, no, not exactly. I said, is it more conservative than the Republican? No, not exactly. What, in your understanding, is the Tea Party, and will it help or hinder the Republican Party going forward to 2012?
Well, I think it'll help. And I think,
what do they do? What are they talking about?
Well, but it's not so much a party, in my view, as it is a group of people of varying backgrounds and interests who come together and say that Washington has got it wrong, that we're going in the wrong direction. And I agree with that. Look, I think we're spending way too much money. We're burdening future generations with trillions of dollars of obligations. We're not dealing with the obligations that we already have. These unfunded liabilities from our entitlement programs are just going to swamp our kids' future. And these guys are saying enough already. Right. Do something about it. That's a good thing.
Where was the Tea Party 80, 90 years ago, for God's sakes? I mean, this is not a new complaint against government.
No, but I think people recognize we're at a bit of a tipping point. And that's, in fact, why I wrote the book as well, which is that I think we're at a point where if we don't correct our course, we could find ourselves falling behind other nations, even places like China, by the middle of this century. And we would lose the prosperity in this country. We'd lose the security that we've known. Perhaps even our freedom would be in jeopardy. So we're going to have to make some changes. And people are scared right now. 10% of our folks unemployed. Millions of people want jobs that are much better. People without health care, lousy schools. They want change that will make America stronger. That's why I think you're seeing them get out there and speak up.
Yeah, I don't know anything, but some of these problems, like the economic problems, didn't begin the first day we had a Democrat as president.
No,
they had been sneaking up on us for quite a while.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
so you know more than you pretend. Yeah.
well, thank you. So I wonder, is the Tea Party motivated by the circumstance in Washington, the circumstance for the United States seemingly in peril in the world, or are they just motivated politically?
No, I think they're motivated for the country. I really think. They don't care whether it's a Republican or a Democrat. They're going to go, by the way, they'll go after Republicans that they think have been part of the trouble.
Were they in existence and protesting when George Bush was the president?
The Tea Party movement really hadn't come together, I don't think, until more recently. And I think the reason for that was that you're right, there's been a buildup of this excessive spending, this inability to deal with our entitlement problems, the failures of our schools, the fact that we don't have a real energy policy to get ourselves off of foreign oil. These things have been building up. But then in the last couple of years, combined with the slowdown in the economy and the rise of people without jobs and trillion-dollar deficits. I mean, Dave, $1 trillion is a whole new figure. I mean, it takes a person earning $1 million a year. It takes them 1 million years to earn $1 trillion.
Well, you don't need to tell me. And again, forgive my ignorance, but isn't some of this triggered by unregulated banking and kind of free spending and things that necessarily didn't pass the smell test in the terms of high finance?
Well, there's no question but that the economic collapse we've seen in the last couple of years that have hurt so many people, that economic collapse flowed in great measure from the errors in the banking system and the investment banking system, the mortgage banking system, and also people extending well beyond their means to buy things they really couldn't afford. And federal regulators weren't doing their job, in my opinion. A lot of people were to blame for that, but the problem I'm talking about is, I think, deeper seated than that. It is a multi-decade long spending more than we have. I actually talk about the fear that I have that you're in my generation could become known as the worst generation unless we take corrective action to rein in our spending and make sure that our future, the future we leave to our kids, is as good as what we've enjoyed.
Now here's the other thing, and we don't have any time, and it's my fault, and I'm sorry, or blame it on the Japanese guy. That's not right. The problem of health care, help me understand what it is. It's people who can't afford insurance. It's people who have insurance that will not cover problems, pre-existing problems, or going forward, if it's all spent at an early point, then the policy lapses. It's people who are out of jobs. It's medicine is too expensive. What is the crux of the problem? Why can't we have a system that takes better care of our 300 million citizens?
We can, and we should. And in my view, you listed quite a number of issues, but
are those the problems that I issued?
There are two big ones. I'd put them into two categories. One, you have a lot of people, tens of millions of people, that don't have health insurance. They have health care by and large. They can show up at the emergency room and get treated at someone else's cost. And in our state, we said, you know what, we're going to solve that problem. And we did.
Right.
We have 98% of our people with health insurance now. And you can do that without breaking the bank, without a government takeover, without raising taxes, without a public option. And that's how we got it done.
This is what you did in Massachusetts.
At the state level.
And can the same thing be done nationally?
I would do that state by state, each state fashioning its program as it sees best to deal with its problems with its own people.
And did your situation in Massachusetts solve the rank and file problems?
Yeah.
Did people say, oh, okay, this works?
For the problem that we were focused on, which was making sure everybody was insured, yeah, we solved that. But there's another problem. The other problem is health care in this country is just too expensive. And people
now, how did that happen? Honestly, how did that happen? Is it the drug companies? Is it the insurance companies?
No,
Let's blame the insurance companies.
No.
I'm blaming them. Let's blame the insurance companies.
No,
they're greedy. They...
Unlike the rest of us, they're greedy, right? Yeah, right. The problem is not the insurance companies. The problem is that our healthcare system is very, very expensive. And the reason for that is our incentives don't work. Look, everything in the world that is touched by a marketplace where consumers get to make choices, you end up with lower and lower costs and better quality. Healthcare is not run like a consumer market. It's run like a regulated utility. You think about this. The patient, the customer, if you will, goes in to get some kind of treatment. They're not going to pay anything for it as long as they pass their deductible. It's all free. They don't care if the hospital is going to charge $50,000 or $5,000 for the operation because, frankly, they're not paying. To make health care bring our costs down, we got to change the incentives and to get health care more like a consumer market. Yeah. We do that, and we'll find a way to bring our health care costs down.
Isn't the United States health care or system or supposed system embarrassingly low ranked worldwide, like the 30th in however they rank health care systems around the planet?
Well, I think that's baloney, to tell you the truth. I know.
Oh, you do you?
Yeah. Not by you, David, but by others. No, look, our health, when you see people who are the kings and queens of the world and prime ministers of other countries, where do they go when they have...
they come to the United States. They come to New York.
There's no question. It's the best healthcare system in the world. And I owe a lot to our healthcare system and my own family and my wife's conditions.
Me too. I mean, I went through a horrible, massive heart attack 10 years ago. And look at me. I've never been in better health. So, it sounds to me like you're going to run for president again in 2012.
No plans for that at this point. I'll keep the door open.
Of course he's running.
Are you available? Are you available, David?
No. I can tell by the cologne. And what about that Sarah Palin? She's not ready to be president, is she?
She's terrific. She really is. She's terrific. She's got energy. She's got energy, passion. By the way, be careful what you say about her, by the way. I mean,
I've had my... Yes.
No, she...
I've had my...
She has a rifle, you know.
Yeah, I know. This is the book, No Apology, The Case for American Greatness, in stores now. Mitt Romney, nice to meet you. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with Mia Dashi Scott.